ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another exciting episode of Trigger Warning Radio. I am your host, the Kaiju Conservative. So President Trump looks like he's finally gearing up to do something about big tech social media censorship. Now, of course, everybody's probably already aware of this, but a couple of days ago, Twitter started putting a fact-checking notice on President Trump's tweets, specifically tweets about how mail-in voting is rife with fraud. Spoiler alert, it actually is. President Trump was 100% correct on that, but Twitter said he was full of shit. Of course, they cited such vaunted sources as CNN and the Washington Post. So that tells you exactly how much their fact-checking is worth. Well, President Trump tweeted earlier today, Twitter has now shown everything about them. Twitter. Let me back up and do this again. I've been up since about 2 a.m. So Twitter has now shown that everything we have been saying about them and their other compatriots is correct. Big action to follow. Now, after this was tweeted, it was reported by several sources that, according to Kayleigh McEnany, President Trump is preparing an executive order on Thursday. What this executive order is going to be is anybody's guess. I guess we'll see once that comes out. But offhand, I'm thinking maybe rescinding their protections. Maybe something mandating that politicians can't be censored or something like that. There's already precedent from the courts saying that politicians can't block people on Twitter. So why not? Why not the reverse for an executive order? We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Of course, conservatives were overjoyed in suggesting different alternatives to Twitter. Of course, we got Tim Young here. Parler doesn't pull the parlay. They say it's pronounced parlay, but I can't help but pronounce it Parler. Doesn't pull the same tricks. I'm there. I'm also there as well. You can see my Parler link in the comments section below, or the description of this video, rather. You got Mark Dice. How about next time the CEOs are questioned during a hearing, the committee members consult with people who are actually familiar with the technology and their manipulation beforehand, instead of displaying their ignorance with irrelevant and uneducated questions. That's kind of, that's not going to happen. That requires our elected officials to be actually smarter than they are. That's not going to happen. And then, of course, you got Andrew Torba pimping Gab, which, I don't know. I've been on Gab since the beginning. I used to like Gab, but lately it's just... It's lost some of its spark, and I seriously went there a couple of days ago, and it looks almost exactly like Facebook now. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is this? Like I said, I mean, Gab is still useful. It's still a great place to be. Definitely support all tech. I use Dissenter a hell of a lot. I love Dissenter. I just think Gab itself has lost its spark. Let's see. We got Sticks, always expand liberty. And we got Ben Garrison, of course, with a, let's take a look at his cartoon. Yep, no, that's pretty freaking accurate, actually. And of course, we got the Yoel Roth. He's the guy who is in charge of Twitter rule enforcement, essentially, and he is extremely anti-Trump. So yeah, he's definitely definitely an unbiased fact checker. He's in charge of the fact checking team. By the way, and then of course you got the leftists coming in here, and you should speak to the Twitter manager immediately, and so on. He's a sociopath. He has no feelings of empathy for anyone, and all of this comes down to free speech. And there's the argument that, Twitter, Facebook, and et cetera, Google, et cetera, they are private companies. They can do what they want. They've kind of evolved past that point, though, because it's to the point where social media is Facebook and Twitter, and Google is essentially in charge of the internet. I mean, they decide to a large part what you see and what kind of content you are allowed to consume. And I think when you get to that point, the private company argument doesn't really exist, and there's not much way to create an alternative to it either. There's no way to create like an alternative internet or anything like that. Yeah, you do have alternatives to Twitter out there. There's Gab, Parler, a couple of other smaller things. Minds is one that I like using quite a bit. I'm on that as well. There's alternatives to Facebook. There's DuckDuckGo and all that good stuff. But you don't have anything that is equal to them. And if you have something that has the potential to grow that much, as Gab did back in the day, it is ruthlessly and mercilessly crushed, and you find the founders and the staff members deplatformed, demonetized, and erased from existence. So I don't think the private company argument really flies anymore. So what's going to happen with all of this? We'll have to see. I don't know what executive order President Trump is going to announce. I don't know if he's going to stay on Twitter or not. There's a real push to get him off of Twitter and onto, of course, from the left. There's huge push to get him off of Twitter that has happened from day one, but that's for totally different reasons. But there's conservatives that are pushing to get him off of Twitter and onto another platform. I'm not sure if that's a 100% viable solution, but we'll have to see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video right here for now. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. And as always, if you liked what you heard, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Both those things help me out quite a bit, and I will see you all next time.